Today I'm going to tell you why it is a good thing for colleges to pay student athletes. And no, I'm not talking about NIL deals. NIL is simply the NCAA allowing student athletes to profit off their name, image, and likeness, and the money does not come from the schools. I'm talking about the schools paying the players directly. So imagine devoting over 40 hours each week to intense training and games while balancing classes and homework, yet receiving no compensation for your hard work. According to Winograd, college athletes are not just students but employees in every sense. Let's look at the routine of an average college athletic program. Early morning practices, then classes, followed by more practice, study sessions, team meetings, then games during the season. During the rest of this speech, I will discuss the three main reasons why college athletes should be paid. Those include financial contributions, personal sacrifices, and the unfairness of the previous system as well as the current system. Reason number one, college sports programs generate millions of dollars for universities, primarily through ticket sales, media rights, and merchandise. Money the university still keeps. Programs like college football and basketball bring in massive TV contracts that benefit the universities financially, but athletes themselves receive none of that money directly. Given the millions of dollars athletes generate, it is only fair they receive a portion of these profits. The second reason is how often the athletes make personal sacrifices and the health risks at play. Many college athletes spend as much time on sports as they would in a full-time job, leaving little room for part-time work or other sources of income. Evidence from Sanderson and Siegfried states that while the NCAA limits practice to 20 hours a week, almost every coach has many ways around this time restraint. For example, meetings, travel, community service, and voluntary athletic training that is not coach ran, so things like strength and conditioning, field training, anything that you're doing to make yourself better when the coach is not around, does not go towards that 20 hours. On top of this, football teams often show up much earlier than anyone else to campus before school starts. To go with all that, the athletes for these teams are always at risk for injury that can lead to long-term health issues and, on some occasions, have even ended careers with nothing to show for it. Paying college athletes would acknowledge the sacrifices they make and provide a safety net for their future. Reason number three is fairness and workers' rights. In any other industry, people who contribute so much to a business would be compensated fairly. Recent rulings and incoming awareness highlight the necessity of treating college athletes as professionals who deserve compensation. It is both fair and just to treat college athletes as professionals in their sport. Some may argue that scholarships are sufficient enough. However, scholarships only cover educational costs and often do not fully meet living expenses. Others may argue NIL is a good enough step, but that money mainly comes from sponsorships and brands, as I mentioned before, and not the school itself. So the athletes who aren't considered stars get nothing and still have to put in just as much time as the players that have the big names. According to Elise Well, in an article published to Investopedia, the NCAA signed off on a proposed settlement to a class action lawsuit. If finalized, the deal would see them pay out nearly $2.8 billion to 14,000 current and former student athletes over the next decade, starting as soon as the fall of 2025. By paying college athletes, we invest in their futures, recognize their value, and pave the way of a more fair sports culture in college athletics. Nicole Kraft has stated in an article published to Forbes magazine in 2023 that nearly 70% of U.S. adults said college athletes should be able to receive direct compensation from their school when asked in a survey. In conclusion, college athletes deserve to be paid for their financial contributions. personal sacrifices, and as a matter of fairness and ethics.